we just undid all the screws for these light sockets, and we're recovering the brass. Let's go ahead and get a bucket for steel. So each of these wires is going to have a little piece of brass on it, so we're going to have to sort through all of that. Let me go ahead. I left these attached because if I didn't, I'd have to throw these separate, but they'll give me scrap for that since there's a bunch of steel on it. And there's still some steel screws inside of those. Now, I've heard some people say that these sockets are not brass, but as you can see, none of these stick to the magnet. The only thing that sticks is one of those screws that's in there. Usually there's 2 brass screws and 1 steel screw. And you'll always check the contact point where the end of the bulb, light bulb, touches. Sometimes they're brass, sometimes they're steel. That one is not sticking, so it's brass. And let's do a scratch test on these just to make sure they're not aluminum. As you can see, it's nice and yellow. Right there. All brass. So let's go ahead and throw those in the bucket. Get all the screws out. And sort the screws. And then there's a steel spring. We'll sort that out too. Easy brass recovery for something that you'd normally just throw into scrap steel. If you didn't know that these were brass. I usually save them up until I've got about whatever I had there, 30 or so. And do them all at once, assembly line style. And real quick, we're going to run the magnet over all this and see what we pick up. And we'll find another vessel for steel. Do this. have these really small washers, oblong washers. Most of the time they're brass too. So we'll pull those off the screws as we go and check them. So with these, we'll just snip that little piece of wire off in the brass. And recover that little piece of brass off each one. You don't have to, but I do. Yes, hold on. Give me it. Bring it here. A little tedious on this part. There's 2 of these for every one bolt socket. But brass is brass. Second highest price on your non-ferrous items that you're gonna find. So I want to get every bit I can. I don't mind doing it. You can throw it in your number 2 wire since it's got something on it other than just wire to like a connector. We'll do this as fast as we can. Okay, I don't see any more at this moment, but we're gonna run. Oh, there's another one. I'll probably find a few more. All right, we'll run that magnet across all this again. Double check we got all the steel. So what's left is those brass screws and washers, bowl connection. I like to do it on a ridged surface so you can kind of swipe your finger down there and get everything in the rows. That way you're not, I don't know, it seems to help. It's kind of like a gold riffle system. You just catch everything down in these little riffles. It works great with copper wire. Like if you have little pieces, they all line up. You can swipe your finger down and just pull everything to the end and pick it up. Just a little, one of those tips that you learn as you go and find easier ways to do things. Works well for me. And you don't drop as many screws on the ground. So there's our nice pile of brass screws and connections. And we'll throw that in there. And that's how you break down light bulb sockets to get some good brass. Didn't take very long at all. So appreciate you coming by. Let me know if y'all ever break down your light sockets to get the brass out. And it's pretty easy, so why not? If you got a bunch of them, set them to the side, do them all at once, and there you go. So next up, taking all of the stuff that we picked up yesterday, all this aluminum and steel, and look at this big sign. "18-foot or 19-foot sign, all aluminum. I'll get old sheet for it, so I don't need to clean it up at all. Just leave everything that's in there. I mean, it's 95% steel. The only thing, aluminum. The only thing that's steel is these little screws all around the rim. And then you've got this junk on here with the lights and the wires. I'm not going to take the time to get the wires off that, I don't think. But yeah, we got a big load to turn in today. So we'll check in with you later and see what we get. Peace.